BCTV and WB&H thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business, with branches in Bedford, Manchester, Nashua, and Derry. PrimaryBankNH.com. Delta Dental, providing easy access to quality dental coverage for every smile, from your younger years to your golden years, with the nation's largest provider network. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing healthcare to meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center, where meals turn into moments and conversations last a little longer. Murphy'sTapRoom.com.
Cam Hadley to Finn LaMarche. Now O'Toole skating in, fires and scores! O'Toole!
And they can't get it to go. Dak clears the defensive rebound finally. Elsmore dishes. O'Rourke there for the put-in.
Danny Fink. And he dribbles to the bucket. Took it up and good. Passway waiting. Now puts it on Casson. Rebound scores. Ruby caught. Potential 2-on-1. Here's O'Toole with Vitro. O'Toole fires a shot and scores! Messiah. Dribbling. Cut. Has the ball stolen away. O'Connell's just going to burn the clock. Bedford win. And good evening. Welcome to Bedford High Gymnasium on a day that we weren't really expecting to be here, but Mother Nature sometimes doesn't care about the NHIAA schedules. This is Keene Blackbirds. They were supposed to play here last night, but instead they're playing here. And Mike Top, my partner on the air today, that creates a very interesting situation for the Bulldogs. They have 6 games to play in a span of 10 days. In fact, the next 3 games will be played over the span of 4. We speak with Coach Kevin Gibbs about the schedule and all that. So let's go over to the tape right now. Let's hear what Coach Gibbs had to say.
We're speaking with Coach Kevin Gibbs of the Bedford girls basketball team, 11-1. They're in second place in Division I. And Coach, the last time we spoke, we were getting ready for the Wachusett game. That got snowed out, and really nothing's happened since the last time we spoke. So how have you and the ladies been taking that downtime?
Well, and as you well know, tonight's game is also rescheduled from last night's snow out. But that's what happens when you play in New Hampshire. The last couple of seasons, we haven't been severely affected by weather. This year we have. But in both cases, we were able to get a practice in instead of the game. So last Saturday, instead of Wachusett, we got a practice in. Yesterday, instead of playing Keene, we were able to get an early afternoon practice in. So the girls have stayed sharp, and we know that we have, a stretch coming up starting tonight. We have 6 games in 10 days. 3 of those games are really challenging games, not to diminish games like this evening's Keene game, but we have Concord Christian on Friday. That will be probably one of the best games of the season. We still have Wachusett to host. They're the defending state champions in Mass. And then we close out our regular season schedule at Londonderry. For the second time this season, we'll be playing them. So in terms of how we're getting ready, I will say that we're practicing hard. The girls have stayed very, very sharp. The practices have been, I know it's an old-fashioned term, but they've been spirited.
Well, you mentioned the run of 6 games in 10 days, and 3 of them are going to be very challenging, but all of them are against teams that are at 500 or better. So you've got a quality schedule going on. And I guess this is where your depth really plays plays its role. You've got a very deep bench, and you can go to players. You don't have to play your starting 5 all the way through because you have some very strong bench players that can come in and spell them.
Well, we talk about it frequently. We don't really have a starting 5. We have a starting 6. We have 6 players who all have started at one point or another this season. They're all capable of having a big impact on the game. And as you'll see, especially on these next 3 games coming up, different combinations may be what's called for based on the opponent and what we're seeing out there. But you mentioned our bench. We've been very, very blessed. We had 2 seniors come back to the team, and they've had a big impact by playing very important roles for us. Then you add to that Claire White, who's really come into her own, junior, who has been on JV the last 2 years. Claire has just leaps and bounds in terms of the progress she's made. And then we have 2 newcomers, freshman Maddie LaCroix and sophomore Adra Casey, who, as the season has gone on, the opportunity to practice with and against the type and quality of player that we have made them all capable of getting into a game and making their presence known. So we're excited about where we sit going into the end of the season and hopefully the postseason as well.
Well, so are we. We'll be looking forward to that. And, of course, BCTV and Bedford 105.1 will be covering most, if not all, of your postseason games. Coach, thank you very much, and good luck tonight.
Thank you, Harry. Take care.
Coach Kevin Gibbs of the Bedford Bulldogs. Well, we've got a moment here. We at BCTV and Bedford 105.1 would like to thank our underwriters for supporting our live coverage of Bulldog sports. They include Primary Bank, Northeast Delta Dental, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center. Thank you for your support. And also a thank you to Keith Murray, who puts these games on over at Murphy's. So hope the crowd is enjoying tonight's contest, which will begin in just a moment. Talking about these Keene Blackbirds, their starting lineup: number 1, Peyton Margaitis; number 2, Harper Zalaski; number 3, Isabel Parham Brown; number 14, Lita Osiari; and number 23, Izzy Payne. And the offense really goes through number 2, Harper Zalaski. She's averaging almost 20 points a game. She's got 253 points on the season. That's in 13 games. So she's quite the powerhouse. But Bedford, they're a more balanced team. They have 4 players that average over 10 points each. And I think they're going to try to neutralize Miss Zalaski today.
I know, I agree. And I mean, the good thing, obviously, Bedford's huge favorite today, but we're looking right at the jump. Probably, 2 of the top 3-4 big men in the league.
Big gals.
Yeah, big gals in the league. You got Mel McCarthy and Zalaski, so, watch them going at each other all game.
And it's McCarthy who wins the tip, tips it right over to Sarah Muir, gets it to Eva Zink. Here's Andy Zink to Muir, top of the key, stops, gets it to the corner. Now Annie Zink with the runner, too strong, no good. Rebound being fought over. And they're going to say that Keene traveled. Number 14, Lita Osiari, had her hand on the ball and she shuffled her feet. So inbounds for Bedford. To get it to McCarthy. Waits. Out for 3. Here's Muir. Too strong, but McCarthy with the rebound. She tries to put it up. And they're going to call a foul on somebody. It's going to be on Osiari, her first. It kind of looked like she got all ball there,
yeah,
so I'm surprised by the call.
I definitely thought it was a jump, but, we're not there. Maybe she got some of her wrist.
So, Mel McCarthy at the charity stripe. See if we can get on the board here. Perfect swish. Bulldogs up 1-0. McCarthy, of course, still wearing that brace. She missed a good chunk of the season because of that knee injury. That rims out. Rebound goes to Bedford. Eva Zink gets it to Laws. And they're going to say Laws shuffled her feet. Turnover Bedford.
Okay, Bedford's pressing here. Obviously, that's their strength, is just getting steals and getting in transition. So we'll see, how long they're going to press.
Finally get it over the timeline, but Zalaski has her pocket picked by Eva Zink. Couldn't control the ball, goes out of bounds. Izzy Payne will inbound here. Gets it to Zalaski off her hands. Saves it from going out of bounds. Still can't get the handle on it. Get it out to the top to Osieri. Now Payne in the corner. Still dribbling. She's got Muir on her. Gets it to the other far corner for 3, and it's perfect. Isabel Parham Brown puts Keene up 3-1. There's an interception by the Blackbirds. Osiari tried to get it back to Margaitis. And instead, it's a jump shot there by Osieri, a little short air ball out of bounds. It'll go to Bedford.
Yeah, Bedford, they don't press a lot. They definitely trap a lot, but they're going with the full court press. We'll see how long that lasts, and see if it can lead to some easy buckets.
Annie Zink, top of the key, gets it inside to McCarthy, who gets it off the glass and in. 3 points for Mel. We're tied up at 3 apiece here with 6:26 to go in the first. Margaitis over the timeline, still dribbling, goes to the bucket with a runner off the glass, no good. Little too strong there, rebound Eva Zink. Bedford comes back in transition, Muir right back to Zink, off the glass and good.
Yeah, it looks like Bedford's going right at him, maybe try to get Zalaski into foul trouble early. Everything's going towards the rim, trying to make her either, foul or try to block.
Here's Zalaski, dribbles into a double team, has the ball hit away. Bedford recovers, Muir on the fast break, off the glass on the layup. Thought about rimming out, but drops in. 7-3 now, Bulldogs up. Bedford with the pressure here on Keene. Margaitis finally gets it over the timeline. Margaitis goes all the way to the bucket. She's going to be fouled.
Margaitis is another one. That's their point guard. She's a sophomore, averages double digits. Obviously not very big, but you can see great handles. She likes, she's not afraid to go right at the bigs, and got to the line early here.
Juliet Laws, by the way, number 15 for Bedford with the blocking foul. Margaitis misses the first shot attempt. Second shot coming up here. Takes her time. This one goes in perfect. 7-4. Bedford quickly back in transition. Eva Zink to sister Annie. She stops, gets it inside to McCarthy. McCarthy pivots off the glass and good. 5 points for Mel McCarthy. 9-4 lead for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they're going to have to start doubling her down there. She's just way too strong down low.
A little bit of contact there. Are they going to say an offensive foul here on number 23, Izzy Payne? Kind of used the forearm.
Looked like a moving screen using the forearm, as you said.
So Bedford takes it out of bounds. Zink to Laws in the corner for 3. No good. Rebound to Muir. Muir kicks it out to Zink. McCarthy thought about the 3, put it down. Got it to Annie Zink, and inside to Eva, who's pretty tall herself. Rolls too strong, misses, rebound to Margaitis for Keene. Tried to hit Payne underneath, but Bedford intercepts. Now Bedford coming right back in transition. Layup no good by Muir. Keene comes back here, 4:30 to go here in the first. Zalaski being watched by McCarthy. Now she gets it to Margaitis. Andy Zink watching her. And then we get a call on a pick on Izzy Payne. No, sorry, correction. The foul is on Annie Zink, number 3, her first. Payne inbounds. Osiari dribbles, gets it up to Payne, top of the key. Pulls up. Now she finds Brown for 3, misses that one. McCarthy gets the rebound. Bedford comes back. Andy Zink. Oh, he had Laws underneath. Now Laws finally gets it, and she's going to be fouled by Payne. I believe that'll be her second foul. And that's a shooter, so they'll put Laws on the line here.
And Bedford lucky. Parnham Brown's already made a 3. She had another wide open 3. I mean, they got to get out on her. She can shoot, that's for sure.
Izzy Payne with 2 fouls. She'll be coming out shortly, replaced by number 13, Lena Wiegers. Law's first shot is good. And Laws makes both. Bedford is 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. They lead 11-4. Zalaski drives. And they're going to call an offensive foul right there as the Bedford player had position under the basket and Zalaski went right into her.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, that was what I said earlier. You know, you got to watch the fouls on her. She's obviously got her hands full down low with McCarthy. She's already got that, getting that one foul. That could mean a lot if they get 2 more on her.
Sarah Muir stops inside to McCarthy. McCarthy pivots, kicks it out to Annie Zink for 3, and it's good. 14-4, Bedford up by 10 here, 3:24 in the first. Here's Brown. Contact there against Laws.
That's going to be her second.
Laws kind of got the knee in the way there. A little bit of a hip check, so she's going to come out with 2 fouls. Grace Wolf goes in. Inbound to Zalaski. Top of the key, stolen away. Eva Zink gets it to Annie. Annie puts it off the glass and in. 5 points for Annie Zink, 16-4 the lead for Bedford. Coming up on the 3-minute mark of the first. Margaitis being watched, leaves it for Zalaski. McCarthy on her. Back to Margaitis. Now she's got a lane to drive. Gets the ball knocked out of her hand, and they're going to say off of Bedford, so it'll stay with the Blackbirds.
Keene's, I think they're 8-5, above average team. They beat the teams they should, but when you look at the top of the league, they've had trouble with Concord Christian, Pinkerton, South with double-digit losses to them, and obviously Bedford's in that league.
Zalaski tried to drive against McCarthy, couldn't lay it up. And now here's Bedford the other way. Missed there by Eva Zink. Rebound by Keene. They're going to call jump ball. Possession arrow favors Keene, so Blackbirds will get the ball right there. And a quick timeout call here by Coach Ryan Margaitis. And we've got a little bit of time here. The next girls' televised broadcast will be against Wachusett of Massachusetts, the Mountaineers. They couldn't make it a few nights ago because of the snow. They're going to come in now on Wednesday, February 18th for a 6 p.m. tip-off, a little earlier than usual. We'll have that for you on BCTV and Bedford 105.1. And as a little bit of a bonus coverage, we really wanted to bring you the Concord Christian game. Couldn't set up anything for video, but we're going to go out there with our radio kit, and we'll have the game for you on Bedford 105.1 tomorrow for 6:30 tip-off.
Yeah, like you mentioned, they're undefeated. Wachusett's returning Division I Massachusetts state champ. So definitely Coach Gibbs loaded up the schedule this year.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, between Wachusett and Concord Christian, and then they finished the season off against a very tough Londonderry team. It is not an easy stretch here. Here's Wolf. Underneath, took the pass from Muir and got that bucket. 18-4 with 2:16 to play here in the first. Margaitis into the offensive zone, pulls up, pass across intercepted. If it goes right to Wiegers. Now Zalaski tried to get it to Osiari, had the ball knocked away. Now it's loose, picked up by Muir, quickly in transition. Grace Wolf couldn't quite get the ball to bounce off the glass. So Keene coming back with 1:45. Margaitis, Osieri, here's Zalaski, turnaround good, finally on the score sheet.
And that's her patented move right there. That can't really guard that.
Now Muir quickly in transition, they're going to say a travel right there on Bedford. So turnover on Bedford. Keene will take possession here. They trail by 12, 18-6 here with 1:33 to go in the first. Bedford pressing. Margaitis brings it over the timeline. Still dribbles. Being watched by Annie Zink. Loses her balance, and they're going to say a travel.
Watching that fadeaway jumper by Zalaski, you see she's committed to SNU, so she's going to go play at SNU next year, and you can see why. I mean, that just, it's hard to guard that. And she's 6 foot.
Claire White getting ready to come in for Bedford. Muir, McCarthy pivots and puts it in, will get the foul.
And yeah, that's going to be Zalowski's second.
So Harper Zalowski getting into a little bit of early foul trouble here. 2 fouls early on. We'll see if Coach Margaitis keeps her in here. Meantime, McCarthy at the line. She's 1 for 2. Trying to finish the 3-point play. And doesn't quite do it, but on the rebound, Parham Brown unable to control the rebound, hits the baseline. So Bedford will get another possession here with 1:05 to go in the first. And in comes Sarah Hean for Isabel Parham Brown. Inbound to Muir, Eva Zink. To Andy Zink, she's going to try for 3. Too strong.
Ooh.
And we get a whistle here. Not sure, it's not a foul.
It was, I think it hit the top of the,
extension.
the extension there.
A little bit too high an arc there. So Bedford pressing here with 55 seconds to go, as they've done this entire quarter. Margaitis. She's going to take a little jumper. Rebound by Hean. Osieri on the perimeter outside the 3-point line. Loses the ball. I think they're going to say it was knocked out by Grace Wolf.
No, they're
nope,
giving us the ball.
Okay, they said that Osieri lost it on her own. By the way, Bedford's in the bonus for the remainder of this period, 28 seconds worth. Bulldogs playing for the last shot. Here's Grace Wolf for 3. Too strong, but Eva Zink gets the rebound, taken away by Sarah Hean. So Keene will get the last shot here with 13 seconds to play. Or will they? Pocket picked. Eva Zink, and then the follow-up there by Sarah Muir. And that's going to do it for the first period, with the Bulldogs comfortably in front by a score of 22-6. Scoring so far, you got Andy Zink with 5, Grace Wolf with 2, Sarah Muir with 4, Eva Zink with 2, Juliet Laws 2 with a pair of free throws, and Mel McCarthy leading the way with 7. On the Blackbirds side of the ledger, Peyton Margaitis with 1 on a free throw. Harper Zalowski got that 1 fadeaway jumper for 2, and then Isabel Parham Brown with the 3-pointer, and that's where we sit right now with the score 22-6.
Yeah, it's just too. I mean, we've said it all year. The smothering defense by Bedford, the fact that they have so many girls, not only starting 5. Grace Wolf comes off the bench, can play D, score. Claire White, Maddie LaCroix, they can bring anyone in. I mean, you mentioned earlier, four girls in double digits for Bedford. Mm-hmm. Annie Zink, who arguably could be one of the top 3 players in the state, isn't averaging double digits. So, I mean, it's just such a balanced attack every night.
We at BCTV and Bedford 105.1 thank our underwriters for supporting Bulldog sports coverage here on TV and radio. Primary Bank, Northeast Delta Dental, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center. Thank you very much for your support of Bulldog Sports. Second half about to begin. Bulldogs with a commanding lead here, 16 points.
Both JV girls and JV boys had 30, 40-point wins for Bedford. Varsity, they don't start till 7:30, so they haven't even started there in Keene. It's going to be a late night for those boys.
Here's Grace Wolf from the corner for 3, a little short. Rebound to Zalowski. Yeah, I should mention that the Bedford JV girls beat Keene 66-28. Peyton Margaitis stops, gets it to Wiegers. Little collision there with Laws, no call. Wiegers gets the ball back, but now has the pocket picked. Grace Wolf, Going to go end to end, a little too strong, but Muir is there for the rebound, and she's going to get the and one. So Sarah Heehan picks up the foul for the Blackbirds. Mel McCarthy coming back into the game. Eva Zink will take a seat. And Sarah Muir will go to the foul line here to add to her score. She's got 6 so far. Make that 7. Bulldogs up now 25-6.
Yeah, on one side, obviously, it looks like could easily be another blowout, but you know, coach, you imagine they need to get some rhythm with these girls, and so he doesn't want to go to his bench too early. He wants to make sure his starters get good minutes.
Zalaski steps out of bounds. Kind of got bumped out there by McCarthy, but the officials did not see it that way. And Coach Ryan Margaitis a little upset at that call. He thought it should have been a foul on McCarthy there. Wolf inside to McCarthy, too strong. McCarthy gets the rebound, puts it up. Oh, no good, but she gets fouled going up, and this one might be on Zalaski again. We'll find out. It is. That's third one on Harper Zalaski. So she's already halfway to fouling out of the game here with a quarter and a minute into the game here. McCarthy sinks that first one.
Yeah, that first charge, I knew when it happened, I knew that, you know, that's going to be an issue, right? You know she's going to get a couple fouls on McCarthy, just battling her down low. So that offensive charge really hurt.
Second one no good, but Juliet Laws gets the rebound. Off the glass, no good by Wolf. And Margaitis gets the rebound. Quickly in transition, Osieri leaves it for Margaitis. Laws on her. Margaitis, top of the key, long 2, off the mark.
I think that was blocked. It looked like it was blocked by McCarthy.
So ball out of bounds on Bedford, inbound here by Zalaski. To Margaitis, got into a little bit of trouble, but put the quick shot up anyway, rims out. Wolf with the rebound, gives it to McCarthy. Here's Adra Casey. Back to Wolf, she had a lane on the baseline, puts it in, and she will get the and one. Looks like Lita Osiari will get the foul there. Her second.
Grace Wolf did a great job with you doing the boys game a couple times, I heard. I mean,
yeah, she did a fine job there doing it for a senior project.
Yeah, I think she sounded really good. You know, you did a good job preparing her, and I think she added a lot of insight into she knows those boys. You know, she's watched them for years, so.
Wolf followed, no good. But she gets her own rebound. Casey down low to Gibson in the game. From 3, no good. Rebound to the Blackbirds. Margaitis brings it over. Margaitis lost it momentarily, but her teammate Antashevitz was able to pick it up. Contact there, it's going to be on Laws.
That's her third.
So Juliet Laws getting into quick foul trouble herself, but this is not a shooting foul. Andy Zink getting ready to come back in, and Juliet Laws will take a seat. You know, Bedford has the advantage of the deep bench. If somebody gets into foul trouble, they can easily replace them. But Keene, unfortunately, outside of their starting 5, they really need to keep everybody in there. There's an errant pass intercepted by Grace Wolf. She's having herself a great game today. Adra Casey tried to get it back to Wolf, but it's knocked out of bounds by Izzy Payne.
Yeah, it's funny, you mentioned the deep bench, and I'm looking over there, and I'm seeing 3 injured girls who all can make a huge impact. So not only does it go beyond the 10 that are suited up, they go 13 deep on this team.
And some of those young ladies should be back for the tournament. At least that's the hope.
Yep. Allard, Landis, Catane.
Here's Andy Zink's going to drive the lane, and it's good. 7 points for Zink. There's a jumper by Payne, no good. Rebound Bedford, quickly back in transition. Casey ran into a Blackbird player, lost the handle. Now it's going to be a jump ball, and possession arrow will stay with the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are on a 12-0 run here, stretching back to the first quarter. Andy Zink tries to float it inside to McCarthy, a little too far off the fingertips, out of bounds, and it'll go over to Keene. 5:09 to play, it's 30-6, Bulldogs up big. Up 24 here. Margaitis with the ball on the inbound. And Zink watching her. Leaves it for Payne. Payne drives, stops. Back to Margaitis, right back to Payne. McCarthy on her. Tries to dribble. Puts it off the side of the backboard. Keene gets the rebound. It's going to be Payne one more time, trying to pull her way to the basket. And instead she will draw the foul. And it's going to be on Adra Casey, her first foul. So Izzy Payne with a chance to get in the score sheet here. Unfortunately, that rims out. Keene has yet to score in this second quarter. Payne good on the second try. She's got one. And that breaks the Blackbird drought. It's 30-7. Casey's going to try three. No good. Gibson with the rebound. Wolf. Annie Zink back out to Casey. She waits. Gets it to Annie Zink, and she finds Gibson cutting underneath, and Gibson lays it in for two. 32-7 now with 4:20 to play in the half. Margaitis being watched closely there by Annie Zink, finally gets it over the timeline. Little bump from Annie. Margaitis changes direction, drives to the bucket, puts it off the glass, and she's going to get a foul, and I believe that's going to be 22, Mel Gibson, with the foul call there.
Yeah.
They'll put Margaitis on the foul line.
Like I said, she's a sophomore. You can just watch her, right? Just watch how she handles herself. Really good handles. What I love about it is she just goes right at McCarthy. 6'1", 6'2", goes right at her.
Friendly bounce there for Margaitis, who adds to her single point. Now she's got two for three from the foul line. 32-8. Sarah Heehan comes out for the Blackbirds. And Isabel Parham Brown is right back in. Second free throw for Margaitis, up and good. So 3 for 4, she's got 3 points. 32-9 is your score, 4 minutes to play in the half.
Going zone right now. Keene, they switched to a zone.
That's something Coach Gibbs told me today, that they're working on doing some zone defenses. Pass inside for McCarthy, intercepted. Here comes Keene, Margaitis. Great job dribbling, gets away from the defense, and the three-pointer from Emily Antashevitz. And Keene's on a bit of a run here. Here's Wolf in the corner. Back to Annie Zink, thought about three, gets it back to Casey. Now Zink puts it on the ground, drives, kicks it out to Gibson. Gibson too short. And a little bit of a tie-up jump ball. I believe that's going to go to Keene. So McCarthy and Antashevitz were both fighting for the ball.
Freshman Maddie LaCroix comes in for Grace Wolf.
Coming up on the 3-minute mark, Keene trailing 32-12, 20-point deficit here. Margaitis being guarded by LaCroix. Here comes Bedford right back, too strong. Rebound there by McCarthy, it's good, she'll get the and one.
Looks like she got hit in the eye.
So McCarthy looking to add here, complete the three-point play. No good. Rebound by Izzy Payne, tied up. Possession arrow goes to Bedford, so the Bulldogs will retain possession here. Somebody's got to inbound the ball. Okay, it'll be Andy Zink. Looking for an opening, gets it to McCarthy. McCarthy dribbles into the key, kicks it out to Casey. Casey over to Andy Zink. Zink drives to the bucket, too strong. And Antashevitz gets the rebound here for Keene. 2:30 to go in the half. Peyton Margaitis has the ball pushed out by Andy Zink, so Blackbirds retain. Sarah Muir getting ready to come back in. Out comes Andy Zink. Sarah putting on face mask. This is Gemma Doty. Has it knocked away by Muir. Blackbirds will retain. Doty tries to find Wiegers, gets it to her. Wiegers tries to do the baseline, and she gets hip checked by Mel McCarthy. So the first foul there on Mel.
Both teams are going to be in bonus.
Correction, she's got 2 fouls.
Both teams are going to be in bonus for the next 2:15. So 2 free throws for every foul from now on.
Margaitis for Keene. Gets it to Antashevitz. Pass to Wiegers, who loses the handle, but referee says it was knocked out. So Wiegers will inbound here with 2 minutes to play in the half. Looking, gets it to Margaitis. Margaitis on the baseline, steps out. Turnover Keene, Bedford gets the ball.
Yeah, it's not only the steals, but there's just so many deflections when Bedford's playing defense. And, you know, the other team might retain it, but there's a lot of deflections out of bounds.
Quick give and go to Eva Zink, and she gets fouled on her way to the bucket. I believe it's going to be Emily Antashevitz, her first foul. And Eva Zink, just 2 points so far, and that misses everything. Bit of an air ball there on that free throw. Adra Casey comes out, and Claire White comes in for the Bulldogs. Second try here. Little better, hits the rim, but misses as well. Blackbirds with the rebound, Isabel Parham Brown. She's surrounded by white shirts, got to find an outlet here quickly. Bad idea there. Bedford takes it away. Cross-court pass by Lacroix. Now here's Eva Zink going to the bucket. No good. Just not enough on that layup. So Keene gets the rebound here. 34-12 is your score. Bulldogs up.
Zalowski's been on the bench pretty much the whole second, you know, with 7 minutes in the half, she went out.
Here's a three, kind of a desperation heave. And the ball goes, they're going to say went off of Keene.
You know, it's a tough call for the coach. You have your best player on the bench because they're in foul trouble, but you're not going to get back into this game without your best player out there. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. What are you going to do?
No, although they've not done too badly here. They've got 6 points in the last few minutes. Mel Gibson off the glass and in. She's got 4. Lena Wiegers has the ball knocked away by Eva Zink. 45.7 seconds to play. Inbound knocked away. Blackbirds will get another try here. this time from the baseline. Peyton Margaitis, number 1. Finds an input there. Gemma Doty had a rush to layup, no good. Now Gibson in transitions with Bedford. She gets the short jumper. 6 points for Mel Gibson. 38-12 is your score, 30 seconds to go in the half. Pass inside to Antashevitz. Could have took a shot, instead dribbled away. Ball knocked away by Muir. Possession will stay with Keene. 16.5 seconds left. Got it to Wiegers, and Wiegers is going to be fouled.
It's on Eva Zink.
Eva Zink picks up her first. And she'll put Lena Wiegers on the foul line. No points yet for Wiegers. Off the mark. She'll get another one though. That one also off the mark, but Antashevitz with the rebound. Got it back, bounced off a Bulldog. Brown tried to lay it up on the baseline, no good. Bedford in transition, not quick enough. Clock goes before Eva Zink can lay it up. And at the half, Bulldogs with a 38-12 lead.
Yeah, I mean, 26 points, probably where you would expect this game to be. I think obviously, losing Zalowski, only played half the half, hurts them. I mean, before that, she wasn't getting much. They were definitely, the game plan was to stop her. So, I mean, 38-12, I expect Keene to come out, be a little more aggressive, take a little more shots, hopefully protect the ball. But, look for Bedford to, as you say, by the fourth quarter, it should be getting into that running score time with 26 points right now after the first half.
And we'll see more of the bench for Bedford come out for sure. So 38-12 at the half. We're going to take a quick break, come back in about 7 or 8 minutes to bring you second half action here. You're watching girls basketball on BCTV and listening to Bedford 105.1.
BCTV and WB&H thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business, with branches in Bedford, Manchester, Nashua, and Derry. PrimaryBankNH.com. Delta Dental, providing easy access to quality dental coverage for every smile, from your younger years to your golden years, with the nation's largest provider network. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing healthcare to meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center, where meals turn into moments and conversations last a little longer. Murphy'sTapRoom.com.
And we are back here at Bedford High Gymnasium. Second half action about to begin here with your score 38-12. Bulldogs in the lead. Let's catch you up on scoring for the Bulldogs. Annie Zink has 7. Grace Wolf has 4. Sarah Muir with 7. Eva Zink with 2. Juliet Laws with a pair of free throws for 2. Mel Gibson, 6 points all in the second quarter, and Mel McCarthy leads everybody with 10 points. For the Keene Blackbirds, Peyton Margaitis, 3 free throws out of 4. She's got 3 points. Harper Zalaski, usually their top scorer, averaging 19.5 points a game. She only has 2. Part of the reason for that, Mike, is that she's been on the bench for most of the game. She had picked up 3 fouls very early. Isabel Parham Brown with 3 points. Emily Antashevitz with a 3. and then Izzy Payne with one free throw. And that's where we have her them right at 12 points here. So second half, Zaleski should come out. If she picks up another foul early, that will be a lot of trouble here for the Blackbirds.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't know if maybe she'll come off McCarthy. I don't know how they'll do it, because if she's guarding McCarthy, trust me, she's going to post her up, get the ball, make her either, you know, commit to something or just go right over her. So I don't know, maybe they might put Payne on McCarthy with some help, but we'll see.
Keene inbounds. The aforementioned Harper Zaleski with the ball. Gets a pick and then loses the ball. Has it knocked over the timeline. They're going to say over and back. Zaleski pleading the case that Eva Zink was the one who pushed it over. I believe she was right. But the official explaining to Coach Ryan Margaitis that contact was made before the ball crossed over. So a tough break there for the Blackbirds on their first possession. So here come the Bulldogs. Sarah Muir finds Eva Zink on the baseline. Got too far into the bucket, though. Hit the bottom of the rim, no good. Peyton Margaitis for Keene. Along the far sideline. Takes a runner, tries to pick up a foul, I think. No call. Bedford with the rebound. Quickly in transition. Here's Annie Zink, pulls up. Finds Juliet Laws, and they're going to say Laws traveled. Speaking of foul trouble, Juliet Laws also has 3 fouls. She has to be a little bit careful. Bulldogs pressing here. They get inside to Zaleski. 7:18 to play, still 38-12. Bulldogs up. Zaleski's going to try a 3, no good. Laws had it hit her hand, but Lita Ociari, I should say, got the rebound. Margaitis inside, and it's going to be Zaleski with a foul. She put a shot up quickly, trying to get the and one call there, a shooting foul, but I don't think they're going to give that to her.
No. They're actually letting Zaleski bring the ball up instead of Margaitis, I think, trying to keep Mel McCarthy out of the paint. So that's probably what they worked on at half, is
block shot. They're going to call Eva Zink again. So two quick fouls on Eva. She's got 3 now as well. This time it's a shooting foul. I'll put Harper Zaleski on the line. Just 2 points in this game so far. Well below her average. And Zaleski perfect on that free throw. So Keene draws first blood here in the second half, 38-13. Second free throw from Zaleski is also good.
Yeah, I mean, you can see her shooting that free throw, why she's going to SNU. You know, she's 6'1", 6 foot, and just has a nice touch. Pretty athletic, so she'll do well there.
Muir to Annie Zink for 3. That's no good. Ball knocked away by McCarthy. McCarthy trying to argue that it went off a Keene player, but to no avail. Possession goes to the Blackbirds. Izzy Payne trying to find an open player, finally gets it over to Ociari. Ociari being pressed here, got to get over the timeline. Ball knocked away by the Bulldogs. Keene will inbound. 38-14 now, 6:21 to play here in the third. Oh, bad move there by Izzy Payne. She got the ball in the front court and crossed over into the back court.
Yep, you got to make sure you're over before you receive that ball.
So turnover by Keene. Bedford ball. Here's Annie Zink into the corner to Laws. Laws all the way across court to McCarthy. And McCarthy kind of half passed it. That was intercepted. Here's Zaleski trying a 3. No good. Rebound by Muir. Bulldogs coming back. 3-on-3. Quick handoff there to Annie Zink, and then the rebound by McCarthy. She'll pick up the foul here. And the foul will go on Lita Osiari. Her third foul. You probably could be sure that Coach Ryan Margaitis told Harper Zalaski to not foul, not even be in the same zip code.
Yeah, I think
as a player.
I think they set up the zone so that she wouldn't have to.
So first free throw there by McCarthy, no good. Second one is, she's got 11. 39-14 now. Sarah Muir able to steal that ball away. A little bit of contact under the basket. And this time it's going to be a foul on Izzy Payne, her third. So Keene quickly picking up fouls here. They have 3 players now with 3 fouls. And now quickly they're going to put in Lena Wiegers, take somebody's place here. Muir's third free throw is good. She's got 8 points. And Izzy Payne's going to take a seat for Keene Blackbirds. Second free throw coming up now for Sarah Muir. That one's short. But Bedford with the rebound. Wolf. Andy Zink now. Zink puts it on the floor, gets it cross court to Laws. Now to Andy Zink in the key, puts up the bunny, no good. Great reaction there by Laws to get that rebound. Grace Wolf with the pass. Oh, that rims out. And McCarthy's right there, puts it in.
Yeah, it's really hard, as with that zone defense. To you got to box out McCarthy. You can't let her just get in there like that.
So the Bulldogs up now to 42-14. .5:17 to go here in the third quarter. While we've got some time here, as you mentioned before, this is a girls-boys doubleheader. We're not covering the boys game tonight, but if you're in the area, want to catch the boys, are going to be on right after this contest. But our next broadcast is coming up on Tuesday, February 17th. It's going to be girls ice hockey against the Exeter Blue Hawks, 7 p.m. puck drop from Sullivan Arena. And I should mention, too, that the Bedford girls hockey team is on a bit of a roll. They are right at the line for making the tournament. They need to pick up a couple of wins here late in order to qualify for the postseason. They've yet to do that since joining Division I for hockey, for girls hockey. Oh, they did last year? Thank you, Bill Jennings, reminding me they did make it last year. So they want to do it again. Keene inbounds, stolen away by Muir. Here's Juliet Laws, too strong. Rebound Blackbirds, now tied up. They're going to say jump ball, and I believe the possession arrow goes to Bedford. So that press paying off there. Here's Mel McCarthy, cross court to Andy Zink. Zink drives, kicks it out to Muir. Muir's going to try the three, too strong. Rebound by Keene, another jump ball, but this time the arrow goes to the Blackbirds.
Keene needs to, when they get that rebound, they need to get the ball out, because what's happening, they're getting the rebound and they're just getting swarmed. And
yeah, they got to find an outlet.
Yeah, they got to get it quick.
Inbound to Margaitis, being watched closely by Andy Zink. Got to get over timeline here. She does. 4:50 to go here in the third. Margaitis runs into trouble. She's got to find an outlet. Finally does, but it's off the hands of Lita Osiari, and it's a turnover. Bedford ball. Andy Zink dribbles. Being watched there by Lena Wiegers. Into the corner to Muir. Inside to McCarthy. The hook, no good. Once again, oh, this time they're going to say that the key player stepped out of. Oh, was it a foul? Okay,
yeah,
I thought they said they stepped out of bounds. So Sarah Muir is going to pick up the foul here, her first. Not a shooting foul, but it'll be an inbound here for Keene. Here's Zalaski. One-on-one with McCarthy. Into the Bedford zone. Quick turnaround. Couldn't get the roll. McCarthy with the rebound. Bedford in transition. Juliet Laws thought about taking that three, but didn't have the ball secure. Goes off her hands, out of bounds. It'll be Blackbird's ball.
Everything's just so fast. The passing for the Bedford, they get down the court so fast. It's just like boom, boom. And if you're not ready, ball might hit you right in the face.
Zalaski tries the long three, no good. McCarthy gets the long rebound. Pushes it out to Annie Zink, who kicks it over to Wolf. Wolf is going to try an 8-footer, no good. Laws with the rebound is good. 4 points for Juliet Laws, 44-14, Bedford up by 30. Blackbirds, Margaitis, Osiari, three-pointer, off the mark. Muir with the rebound. Muir into the corner to Laws, up. Left her feet, it's going to be a traveling call on Laws, got a little excited there. Another turnover on the Bulldogs. McCarthy's going to take a seat, as will Annie Zink, and we're going to get Mel Gibson in the game. And I believe Claire White is in there as well. Margaitis crosses the timeline, has her pocket pick, hits the official, but it'll help Muir collect the ball. Now Wolf, no good, followed up by Mel Gibson, and she gets 2. 8 points for Mel Gibson. 46-14 now, Bedford up. Zalaski into a double team, throws it out to Osiari, who had to go up for the ball, and when she landed, she was on the out of bounds line, so turnover Keene. I expect to see Bedford empty their bench at some point here. Laws tries to get it over to Gibson, gets her own block shot back, tries to take a shot, but it's blocked. Wolf gets the rebound, now goes back to Laws in the corner for 3, hits the rim, no good. Wolf had the rebound, saves it from going out of bounds, gets it to Muir. Muir kicks it off, I'm not sure who, I think she was trying to bounce it over to Gibson, but instead went off the leg of a Keene player, but then goes out of bounds, and they'll say off of Bedford. Sarah Hean in for Isabel Parham Brown for the Blackbirds. Kate Margaitis now to Zalaski. Dribbles against Gibson. Tries to lay it up, no good, couldn't get the roll.
They're definitely trying to get the ball to Zalaski. She's trying to make something happen.
Wolf for the 3, no good. Margaitis with the rebound, but they're going to say she stepped on the baseline. Ball goes back to Bedford. Yeah, you're right, I think they are, but she's feeling so much pressure that she's not taking good shots.
No, I think, you know, any opening she has, she's just throwing it up, so.
Long inbound there to Juliet Laws. Out to Mel Gibson. Back over to Grace Wolf. She gets it to Gibson. Out to Muir. Muir drives. Back to Wolf. Over to White. And White gets the 3. Claire White in the scorebook. 3 points. Bulldogs up 49-14. 35-point lead. I believe this is now run time.
Yep.
Am I not correct?
I think it starts in the 4th quarter, so I think if they can hold on to this lead, it will be.
Ball knocked over the timeline. Keene recovers. And the official says Margaitis stepped out of bounds. So once again, Bulldogs limiting the room to operate. Bedford tries to squeeze, Keene tries to squeeze through, ends up stepping out of bounds. So Lito Osiari comes out for the Blackbirds. Bedford with possession. 1 minute to go here in the 3rd. Mel Gibson to Laws, to Wolf. Inside to Gibson, off the leg of White. Out of bounds, turnover Bedford. Tried to do the quick give and go, but unfortunately put it right into her sneakers. Margaitis into the offensive zone. Still dribbling, had the ball knocked away by Muir to stay with Keene. 36.7 seconds to go. Wiegers for Keene. Here's Zalaski. Driving against Gibson. Finally gets a shot to drop. 6 points now for Harper Zalaski. Bedford on the attack with 19 seconds.
Probably go for the last shot.
Laws dribbles, gets it to Wolf. Back to Laws, under 8 to play. White to Muir. Muir drives, kicks it out to Wolf. Wolf's going to take the long two, no good. Zalaski with the rebound right at the buzzer, and that's where we're going to hold things off here. 49-16 is your score. And here is the scoring so far. Annie Zink with 7, Grace Wolf with 4, Sarah Muir with 8, Eva Zink with 2, Juliet Laws, she has 4 points. Claire White hit a 3 there. Mel Gibson has 8. Mel McCarthy has 13. For the Keene Blackbirds, Peyton Margaitis with 3 points. Harper Zalaski has 6. Isabel Parham Brown with 3. Emily Antashevitz with 3. And finally, Izzy Payne with just 1 point. BCTV and Bedford 105.1 would like to thank our underwriters for making these broadcasts of Bulldog Sports possible. They include Primary Bank, Northeast Delta Dental, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center. Thank you for your support. And don't forget that we are going to bring you the coverage of Bedford at Concord Christian on Friday at 6:30. That will be radio only from Concord Christian's gymnasium on Regional Drive in Concord.
It should be a good game. I mean, I will say, when you look, I mean, as an example, Keene lost to Concord Christian, but Concord Christian let up 45 points. You see the defense with Bedford, obviously the best defense in the state. So, you know, if they can hold their top scorers like they're holding Zalaski, you know, they should be able to win comfortably.
Annie Zink drives to the bucket and gets it, plus the and one. I believe the foul is going to be on number 23. That's going to be on Izzy Payne, her 4th.
I think that might be our 5th.
I believe you're right. They show 5 on the board. I must have missed one. So Izzy Payne's going to come out, and Emily Antashevitz is going to come in. So Annie Zink with 6 points. Try to add one more. And she does. (52-16) is the score. Stolen away right there by Annie Zink. Gets it to Lacroix, takes a kind of a hook layup and gets it. First 2 points there for Maddie Lacroix. 54-16 now. Zalaski dribbling. Bulldogs have kept her in check, and now contact there by Eva Zink, and I believe that's going to be, yes, it's going to be her 4th foul. So a little bit of foul trouble there for Eva Zink. And as you said, we are in run time. The clock is running.
There you go.
Ball inbounded into the backcourt. Bedford catches up to it first. Zink gets it. Lacroix. McCarthy tries the 3, no good. Rebound by Antashevitz. Zalaski for Keene. Into the corner. Tries to turn, has the shot blocked there by McCarthy. Quick transition. McCarthy's going to be at the backboard, but puts the layup in too strong. Misses. Zalaski with the rebound here. 6:27 and running in game time. Wiegers for Keene. Thought about letting it go. Now she loses it, has the ball stolen away by Eva Zink. Goes to the bucket, misses because she's fouled by Wiegers. She gets her first foul. So Eva Zink, who's played most of the game, only has 2 points to show. Rims out on that. She missed all 3 of her free throws so far.
And just so everyone knows, in case you're wondering, when it's in run time, they stop the clock for free throws. Okay. Timeouts and free throws. So
that one also no good by Zink. 0 for 4, but the rebound there by Mel McCarthy puts it away. And she's got 15 points. 56-16, 40-point lead here for the Bulldogs. Zalaski over to Osieri. Gemma Doty in the game now for the Blackbirds. Gets double teamed, gets it back to Zalaski. Zalaski double teamed, loses it, gets it back, tries to get up with the ball. They're going to call a jump, and they're going to say possession arrow to Bedford. McCarthy comes up, Mel Gibson back in. Bedford will inbound here, clock running.
I mean, this is one of the reasons you can't really look at points per game sometimes. McCarthy averaging 13-14, but she plays maybe 2/3 of the game, where if she was on a different team, she'd play 3.5 quarters and probably average over 20.
Zalaski shot no good. Apparently they reversed that decision. Laws tries to put it up, that's no good. Bedford with the rebound. Here's Gibson, short jumper, no good. Antashevitz for Keene with the rebound, gets it to Zalaski. Into the corner for Antashevitz. She has 1 3. That one misses completely. Knocked out of bounds, though, by Sarah Hean. Ball should go to Bedford. And now we're starting to see more of the bench players coming in. Claire White is in. Eva Zink comes out. And now they're going to pull out Harper Zalaski. Just 6 points to show today. Well below her typical average of 19.5. Here's Juliet Laws over to Adra Casey. Mel Gibson has the ball taken away, but now taken right back by Lacroix. Into the corner, wide open. It's Casey. No good. Laws with the rebound, also no good. Knocked away, but Antashevitz with the rebound for Keene, under 4 to play. You could say that we're seeing the future of the Bedford team here. These underclass bench players starting to come in. You're going to see these players a lot more in the years to come. Long 3 there by Parham Brown, no good. Rebound by Hean, also misses. Adra Casey in transition, loses the ball. Under 3:30 to play. Parham Brown dribbling. Takes the jumper, no good. Caught up to it by Gemma Doty. Tries to take a shot, it's blocked. And Claire White now for Bedford, up to Lacroix. Here's Juliet Laws, off the glass and good.
Nice look by Maddie LaCroix, finding Laws cutting. Easy right-handed layup. She is a lefty, but
6 points for Laws. 58-16. Parham Brown dribbling. I was just thinking about Bedford has a chance here of winning another game by not allowing an opponent to score 20 points. I believe they had at least 5 games this year like that.
Yep.
Jumper by Hean is good. That gives her 2 points. 58-18, lead of 40. Laws from the free throw, no good. Hean with the rebound for Keene.
Just look, Keene's lowest point total is 32. So to your point, Bedford, who holds teams under 20, they're going to hold Keene to well below their average.
And this is an 8-win team. This is not a bottom of the barrel
above
team.
average. They'll get a 7-8 seed. So could be a second round matchup with Bedford. So definitely shows how at the top of the state, teams are just so dominant.
Shot there missed. Bedford with the rebound. Grace Wolf gets it to Lacroix. Gibson kicks it out to White. Jumper no good. Wolf with the rebound. Casey loses it. Now put back by Claire White, and she gets another 2 points. She's got 5. 60-18 now with 1:25 to play. Parham Brown has her pocket picked. And a layup there by Claire White. Quick 7 points for her. 62-18, now coming up on a minute to play. Parham Brown stops, has to get rid of the ball somehow. Running out of time, finally gets it over to Sarah Hean. Hean, Danchashevitz up against Gibson, tries the underhanded layup, no good. Quick transition to Adra Casey. They're going to wave it off. They're going to call travel on Casey. While we've got a moment, let's thank our underwriters one more time for making coverage of Bedford sports possible on BCTV and Bedford 105.1. They include Primary Bank, Northeast Delta Dental, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate New Hampshire, and Murphy's Tap Room and Carriage House Event Center. 13 seconds to go here. I think the Bulldogs will just run this out.
And they will hold the key to that under 20 that you talked about.
That's going to do it. 62-18 is your final. Quick score recap. Maddie Lacroix with 2. Annie Zink with 10. Grace Wolf with 5. Or correction, with 4. Sarah Muir with 8. Eva Zink with 2. Julia Laws with 6. Claire White with 7. Mel Gibson with 8. And Mel McCarthy picking up 15 for the Keene Blackbirds. Peyton Margaitis with 3. Harper Zelaski with 6. Isabel Parham Brown 3. Emily Antashevitz with 3. Sarah Heelan with 2. And Izzy Payne with 1. So Mike Top, any closing thoughts?
I mean, just, we see Bedford, they score a lot and they don't give up a lot, but really it's just their defense, and then the defense leads to offense. Every game, even against Londonderry, they play this smothering defense. They hit shots, but really it's just that transition, holding teams, making it hard. And you mentioned, Zelaski 6 points. They held Gemma Murray for Londonderry to 2 points, who was averaging 16. They just play suffocating defense, and it's going to be hard to beat them.
Well, the Bulldogs have little time to rest. They've got to get to Concord in 2 days and take on the undefeated 13-0, I believe, Concord Christian Academy Kingsmen. And we're going to bring that game to you on radio on Bedford 105.1. So, Mike Top, thank you for joining me on the broadcast. Bill Jennings on camera, Andrew Fenn producing. You've been watching and listening to Bedford girls basketball on BCTV and Bedford 105.1. So long, everybody.